Hey guys, welcome to another reading on my channel. This reading today will be a bit different. It's going to be a special type of reading. I want you guys to take out a piece of paper or a notebook in which you can write the answers to the questions that we're going to get through the cards in today's reading. As you can tell from the title, this is going to be a self-reflection type of reading where we will find some common energy for each pile, and then we'll break down questions for your introspection. This is something that I usually do with my clients, especially those who decide to go through coaching sessions with me or who decide to attend my workshops. So I'm going to give you a taste of what it might feel like, but through the type of a group reading. You can choose from 4 different piles today. You can choose by crystal or by the card that represents each pile. And then we will go into the pile answering the questions. If you are drawn to more than one pile, then be my guest, do each pile that you feel you should take a look at and answer all the questions that come out. This can be a reading that you can come back at any later time in life, anytime you need certain type of guidance, and I feel like it's going to be very beneficial for each and every one of you in your own unique way. So piles are pile 1, Angel Aura Crystal, with the card, the Queen of Cups. We have pile 2, Fluorite, and the 7 of Cups. We have pile 3, Black Obsidian, with the card, the 8 of Wands. And last but not least, we have pile 4, Moonstone, with the card, Page of Cups. Please take your time to choose your pile, guys. If you need to meditate on the piles or do any type of your ritual, you can do that now, and then I'll see you in your pile. Welcome, pile 1. You have chosen the Angel Aura Crystal and the card, the Queen of Cups. So what I'm getting for pile 1 is that your main theme here is around motherhood. Either you're a mother yourself or you have a certain type of a relationship with your mother that should be looked at, understood more, or maybe worked at as well. So if this is not something you're resonating with, I urge you to take a look at the card more in depth. I'm going to bring it closer. And just take a look at the card and notice what comes to mind first, what draws your attention on this card, and what does it remind you of. Stay open-minded. Do not try to fit things into a certain box. Just allow your thought process to bring out anything that is relevant to you, no matter how stupid it might seem or how irrelevant it might feel. So whatever triggers in you, whatever this card triggers, write down on your piece of paper. So whether it's motherhood or something else that comes to mind when this card is here, write it down on the piece of paper. What would be the main thing that this reading will talk about for you? And then we will get into the reading itself, and the reading will consist out of questions to which you will answer. And if you need time to answer the questions, pause the video, answer that question before we move on to the next one. So let's start with the first question. When I read the question, something might resonate with you guys, but for some of you, the question might be a bit off. If it feels a bit off, just feel free to change it in any way you feel like it should state, okay? So you have all the free will here to play with this. however you like. So let's see. The first question to answer, pile 1, is worry. What can you do right now about the thing that worries you? Write down your answer. First, you can say, I'm worried about this and this, and then answer the question, what can you do about it right now? If the answer is nothing, write down nothing. If the answer is, I can do this and that, write it down. And in that case, if you can do nothing, then ask yourself, why am I then worried about it? If I cannot change anything, why am I still worried? And if you can change something or do something at the moment, then either go do it or ask yourself, why am I not doing it then? Why I'm not acting in that way if I can change something, if I can do something about it. Be free to pause the video if you need more time to answer. Let's pull another card, another question for you, pile 1. Kindness. Do you find it difficult to say something nice to someone? So, regarding this topic, this worry you have, what is the way that you are approaching it? Do you approach it with kindness, or are you more authoritarian? Are you staying silent? What are your reactions? And to whom you are reacting to in this manner? Write everything down. Take 1 or 2 pages if it's necessary. Just let everything out, your trail of thought. Just allow it to flow and allow your brain waves to really express themselves through writing. And sure, pause the video if needed before continuing to the next card. Self-sabotage. Why do you hinder your success? Good. So think about the topic and think about what you are doing that is directly causing you not to be successful in this, or what you are not doing that is causing you not to be successful. And then when you found out what you are or you aren't doing, ask yourself why. What's the reason that I'm doing it, or what's the reason that I'm not doing it? And then write everything that comes to mind. Again, take your time to pause the video if needed. And we'll take 1 more card from this deck. We have sexuality. In what way are you depriving yourself of pleasure? This is a beautiful card actually, and I feel like it's most necessary for this topic here. And think of all the ways that you are depriving pleasure. It doesn't have to be sexual pleasure. Have that in mind. It can be maybe not eating that piece of cake that you want, or maybe not going to that vacation you always wanted. Maybe you want to go take up a hobby and you're always postponing it for some reason. All the simple pleasures, all the little things that you would enjoy that are depriving yourself of. Think of those things. And then ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I acting in this way? What's causing me to not allow myself have these pleasures, these little things that make my life better? Again, pause the video if you need to and answer the question fully. And we will take 3 more cards, which will give you a question and they will give you some type of context. So you can use both of those to answer your question in whatever way it resonates for you, pile 1. So let's see. What if it was easy? What if it was easy? It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease, call in grace, and receive guidance. you are supported. Today's soul action. List 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here. You just have to say yes to it. What if it was easy? Be sure to pause the video if you need time to process this, to write your own thoughts about this before you move on to the next card. Let's see what else. How can I be more flexible right now? How can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Today's soul action. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. That's a good advice. How can I be more flexible right now? Pause the video to process this card as well before moving on to the last one. What am I grateful for right now? What am I grateful for right now? Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Today's soul action. The universal law of attraction says that we attract into our lives that on which we are focused. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things for which you are grateful today. Notice the abundance growing within you. What am I grateful for right now? My dear pile 1, pause the video if needed before you continue on. Answer all of the questions and then try to sum up some type of a conclusion from this, what we've seen and heard today. And guys, if you want to leave a feedback down in the comments, I would gladly appreciate to see that. I would be very happy to see if this type of reading resonated, if it helped, because I would definitely like to offer more of this types of reading to you, because I know it can benefit in your personal growth. With that in mind, I wish you all the best, and I hope that I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Welcome, pile 2, to your reading. You have chosen the fluorite crystal and the card, the 7 of Cups. I want you to take a look at the card because the card will indicate your main theme. What I'm getting for most of you is that you guys have a certain choice. You need to make your mind up about something. You have to choose between 2 or more things or 2 or more people, and you are quite confused which one of the options is the right for you. And if this is your main theme, perfect. You will continue on answering the questions that we will get from the cards that we pull. But if this is not the thing that you're resonating with, I call to you to look at the card in detail to see which part of the card draws your attention, to what this may remind you of. Is there anything that comes to mind when you're looking at the card, when you're looking at the mask, at the skull, at the alligator, or whatever animal this is, some kind of a reptile? Whatever comes to mind, maybe this castle in the distance, whatever comes to mind, write it down, no matter how stupid, small, or irrelevant it seems. It is the theme that is necessary for you to explore today within this reading. And don't belittle yourself because maybe something that comes up is stupid, because there's no stupid things when it comes to self-discovery, when it comes to introspection. The silliest things can have such an impact on our personal power that you wouldn't even believe. And I would definitely advise some of you to look up the meaning of the fluorite. What is its magical properties, physical properties, energetical properties, to see maybe there's an extra message for some of you there. So how this reading will go is I will pull the card with a question that you guys will take time to answer. You will pause the video, you will take a piece of paper and answer the question regarding this main theme that we have established here. And then when you've done with the question, continue with the video, which each and every card that I pull, do the same thing again, okay? Do not rush through questions, go one question at a time. And if you need to write through several pages for a question, that's perfectly fine. Just let anything that comes to mind to be written down on your paper. Okay, let's begin. Let's see the first question that will be very useful for you to explore regarding your main theme here, pile 2. So what does pile 2 need to discover? Systematization. In your opinion, is systematic structure a good thing? So now take this question in the context of the main theme of your reading, of the thing that you wrote on the piece of paper, and pause the video and try to answer how does that tie in with your main theme here, and is it a good thing? And if it is, why do you think so? And if it's not, also write the reasons why you are of that opinion. And then come back to the reading for your next question. So the second card for you, pile 1, is understanding. Whose understanding do you need the most? So the person that first comes to mind when you think of understanding, that you are lacking understanding from that person, write that person's name. And then maybe expand it by writing, how do you know that this person doesn't understand you? What are they doing? How they're behaving, so that you feel as if they're not understanding you. And maybe also write down, what would you like to see in their behavior to feel like you are understood? Okay, write all of that down. Take as much time as needed and as many pages as you need. Pause the video and then come back for the next card. So the third card for you, pile 2, is the third question. Change. What are you holding on to? Regarding all of this that has come to mind, what are you holding on to? And maybe even a bigger question, why? What's the benefit in holding on to it? And what would happen if you were to let go? Pause the video, pile 2, write down your answers, and then come back for the fourth one. So let's see, the fourth question for pile 2 is success. What does success look like for you? So now that we've established all up to this point, write down what would be a successful resolution for your situation. How would that look like? And don't put any boundaries, don't put any realistic expectations to it. Just imagine like anything is possible, and then write down how that would look like for you in this situation. Be free to pause the video, write down anything that comes to mind, and then come back for the next part. Okay, let's pull now from a different deck. Here we have a question and some text with a certain context that can maybe help you navigate through this topic more in detail. So after I read the question, I'm going to read the text behind the card, on the other side of the card, and then you can pause and answer the question for yourself. So let's see, what else does pile 2 need to explore within this topic? Who can I serve today? Who can I serve today? In a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? Today's soul action. Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. Notice the joy that you feel when you serve others. So who can I serve today? Answer the question and come back for the next one. Let's see, what else? What excuses am I making right now? Okay, some of you have started making excuses. The cards are not going to let you off the hook. What excuses am I making right now, pile 2? No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. Today's soul action. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. What excuses am I making right now? You guys just can't catch a break here today. The cards are vicious. They are set on making a progress with you. So if you need time to pause the video and answer this question, do so, and then come back for the last question, pile 2. So let's see the last question that you need to explore today, and that is, what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? What is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you are not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. Today's soul action. It's time to upgrade. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? What new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? How will this change your results? Remember, your belief is the root of your result. Own it, heal it, and upgrade it. Beautiful. So what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? Write it down, pile 2, and then expand on it by asking yourself, when did this belief first came into my system, into my mind? When did I started believing in this? Pause the video and then come back for the end. I hope you guys answered all of these questions, and I hope it gave you some type of clarity. I would very much appreciate if you would leave me down in the comment section how this has impacted you, what new realizations have you got from this little reading exercise, and if it was helpful, because I would definitely be very interested in doing these types of reading more often for you. On that note, guys, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Welcome, pile 3, to your reading. You have chosen this black obsidian. So for some of you, maybe this should be the first thing to explore, the meaning and the properties of the black obsidian crystal. Maybe you can do it right now by pausing the video and trying to find it on Google. If you feel like doing it later, you can do it anytime during the reading or after the reading is done. We will look at the first card, the card that represents your pile, and it is the 8 of Wands. And it will give us the main theme of what you are exploring today, and it is some type of progress, some type of moving forward. You guys are kind of stuck, stuck in a situation and don't know how to progress. And I definitely feel like you need a bit of a push to push through this, to go through this, to get moving, and for things to start unfolding in front of you. If this does not resonate for you guys, don't worry. You can look at the card in detail, look everything that you can, and notice where your focus is shifting on the card. Maybe the card reminds you of something. Maybe something comes to mind when you're looking at this card. And if so, write it down on your paper, because it is your theme. It doesn't matter whether it's small, whether it seems insignificant or stupid. Do not judge it. Just write it down. It has some type of meaning for you and a reason why you need to explore this topic today. There is no such thing as small and stupid when it comes to self-inquiry and understanding yourself a bit better. So now that we have this main topic, I will pull a card with the question that you guys will answer, and take time to pause the video between each question and do it question by question. Do not move forward before you've answered the previous question. It's very important that you follow the path, the right path that the cards will set for us with the questions. So take all the time that you need, take as many pages as you need to answer this fully so that you get your revelation from it. So let's start with the first question regarding this main topic, the question you need to explore to gain more understanding about what's going on. We have stability. What are you sacrificing for the sake of stability? Such an interesting question, especially regarding the theme that we have established here. So guys, take time to answer the question. You can look at the card as well and see if anything comes from that. Pause the video, and when you feel that you have answered the question completely, come back for the second card. And let's pull the second question, the second card. What else does pile 3 need to explore regarding this topic? Understanding. Whose understanding do you need the most? So when this topic comes to mind, who is not giving you the proper understanding that you need? Whose understanding do you lack, and why? Why do you need their understanding? And how should they show you that? In what way should they behave so that you feel like they are understanding you in the right way? Answer all of that and then come back to your next question. So the third question is money. In your opinion, what kind of people are rich and wealthy? So definitely think about your belief system around money. Who can have money? If you have money, what kind of person will you be? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What will happen if you get a large sum of money? What would change? What would you lose and what would you gain? These are all the things that you need to explore when this money card comes to mind. So write down your answers and come back for the fourth question. So let's pull the fourth question, guys, and that is sexuality. In what way are you depriving yourself of pleasure? And I have to say, this doesn't have to be sexual pleasure here. It's just pleasure in general. All the little things that bring you joy, all the little things that you truly enjoy doing, but you're not doing it for any way, any reason that comes to mind. Write down what way are you depriving yourself and why. What comes to mind when you want to do those things, but decide not to do it. Write everything down and then come back for the next section. Okay, now we're going to pull from a different deck that has a question, and then it has the text on the other side, which gives us some type of context regarding that question. And after you hear both of those, you can pause the video and give your answer. So let's see, we will pull 3 cards. So what does pile 3 need to answer? To where does my soul want to travel? Perfect. To where does my soul want to travel? When we travel, we grow. We open up our little worlds to more adventure, thrills, patience, understanding, trust, and oneness. Our hearts and minds expand, and our desires are satisfied. Where is your soul calling you to visit? Today's soul action. Pick a location on your desired list, choose a date when you will get there, and start planning. Create a Pinterest board or start searching on travel sites for the best restaurants, anything that will create movement to let the universe know you're ready to make it happen. Believe you can. I have to add here, that location doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be any place you travel to. It can be, let's call it, it can be a new identity. So your location can be, if you are currently, let's say, an employee, where your soul wants to travel might be that you become an entrepreneur. And that is the location that is desired. And that is something you should build around as if it's a destination, okay? That's what's intended here. So to where does my soul want to travel? Let's see, what else? After you've paused and answered, come back to this next question. What else, pile 3? When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants, or did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Going back to the sexuality card. Note to self, laugh more often. Today's soul action, make somebody laugh today. Beautiful. So when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Pause the video, answer your question, write your thoughts down, and come back for the last one. So the last question for you, pile 3, is, am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. Today's soul action. Today, search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. So, am I on the right path? Pause the video, answer the question, and come back for the last portion of the reading, which is, guys, I hope you found some clarity on this topic. I hope you find some answers, way to move forward. And I would really appreciate that you write down in the comments whether this was helpful, what revelation you just had from these questions, and if you would like to see more of these types of reading in the future. I would be glad to help you in your self-growth through the cards, through these types of reading. So let me know if you are down for it. Until next time, guys, bye. Welcome, pile 4, to your reading. You have chosen the Moonstone Crystal and the card Page of Cups, which will give us the main theme that you can explore today and that is your creativity, your feminine energy, and your ways of creating new ideas. If this is not something that you're resonating with, Pile 4, no worries. You can always look at the card. Try to notice where the card is drawing your attention to, and then what does that mean for you? What does it symbolize? What does it remind you of? And then write down on your piece of paper, and that will be your main theme. Do not stress if it's something stupid or you feel like it's irrelevant. It's not, okay? Anything that has to do with your self-growth is important, no matter how small it seems. So write it down, and then we will explore the questions around this subject in this context, and you will answer each question in the precise order that I will pull them. You will pause the video to answer the question, and when you do that fully, come back to the video and answer the next one. Do not skip questions. It's important that you do it in the precise order. Okay, guys? Let's begin. So what's the first question regarding this main theme that Pile 4 needs to explore here today? We have risk. What are the possible consequences of your choices? So what are the risks if you were to pursue this, if you were to embody this fully? And write all of that down, whatever comes to mind, whatever you feel about it. And then after you've done that, come back to the reading for the next question. So let's pull the second question regarding your topic, Pile 4. And that is blockage. What is this blockage trying to teach you? So think about the way that you are blocked here, the way that you cannot move forward. If there was a lesson that you had to learn before you were allowed to move forward, what would that lesson be for you? Pause the video and write it down, and then come back for your third question. So let's see the third question, Pile 4, and that is humanity. To what global issue are you being ignorant? So something you are not perceiving, or if it is somewhere in your perception, you're not giving it enough importance. So think about it, what that could be, and how does it impact you and your topic here. Write it down and then come back for the next question. Okay, let's see, what else? What else does Pile 4 need to explore regarding this theme? Clarity. Where do you lack clarity? So where do you don't see a clear path forward? Why? What's blocking that path? Anything that comes to mind about why and how you're not progressing. Okay? Write it down and come back for the next section of the reading. So now we'll pull from a different deck. This deck has a question on one side of the card and some type of text and context on the other side of the card. We will read both of those, and then you will answer the question and then come back for the next card. So let's see, what else does Pile 4 need to explore? What passion am I ready to pursue? What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put on the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Today's soul action. Write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. So, what passion am I ready to pursue? Pause the video and write it down. And now let's move to The next question, which is, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. Today's soul action. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you're an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. Today's mantra: I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. So what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Take time to answer this pile 4 and then come back for the next question. Let's see your final question for the day, pile 4. What can I burn? What can I burn? Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Today's soul action. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? So what can I burn? Answer it pile 4 and then come back for the last bit of the reading. And that's it, pile 4. We are done for today. I hope this helped you, and I would gladly appreciate if you were to write down in the comments whether this has shed a light on some new revelations, whether you found some answers you were looking for, and whether this was helpful so that in the future I can make more of those videos for you guys. I really like the way that this reading has turned out, and I hope it was helpful. And I hope that I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye.